Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. My name is NCK2310. For the returning subscribers, thank you so much and welcome back. For those that are new, welcome as well and feel at home. What I do here, I do scrutinize and analyze songs, and especially the Kikuyu songs, because I am a Kikuyu from Kenya. Yes, we know that in Kenya we have a lot of tribes, and one of the majority tribes is Kikuyu, and I'm from there. And I do scrutinize our songs from Kikuyu language to English. Yes, because for those, especially those people who don't understand the Kikuyu language, I like to share these beautiful messages in our Kikuyu songs. Yes, I dwell with gospel songs. I dwell with political songs. I dwell with Mugithi songs, which are party songs. That's what I do here. And I usually do come live from Monday to Thursday from 10 o'clock Kenyan time, which is 8 o'clock in Sweden, where I live, or 8 o'clock in Germany, where I used to live. Yes, before I waste any more time, let me dive in. And we see the song I've prepared. Today's song is both gospel and political. You know, Kenyans, especially the Kikuyus, we are very religious. In most of our songs, we mention God as well. So the song says, God, I want to thank you because of the majority, the high numbers we have in our community. And in this case, we're talking about Gema community. Okay? For those who don't know what is Gema community, it's some of 4 tribes in Kenya, which include the Gikuyu tribe, the Embu tribe, the Meru tribe, and the Akamba tribe. Those are 4. But we know that Bantus, it has more deeper. We have more people in the Bantu, okay? We know that we have Bantus, Nilots, and Kushites, okay? And we, the Gema, we are some of the Bantus. And we are quite majority in Kenya. So this song is talking about that we should be very thankful with the Gema community, or in general the Bantus, because we are many. The song says, you gave us these numbers without any bribe, oh Lord, that we should be very proud, because with all the tribes we have in Kenya, and they are like 42, there is no other bigger communities like we have, especially in the Gema community. We are so many in numbers. And this song is telling us in the first verse, let us be thankful. Let us appreciate that we are the Gema community, because it's a favor that God did to us. God makes sure that from the beginning, our forefathers did good. God made sure that our forefathers were fertile, that those years, we know very well that they were able to have many wives, and those wives, they were very fertile as well, because most of them had kids. And that's where this number come. And up to today, we are still very fertile, as I say. And that is something that we should be very thankful. It is a blessing. The first verse talks about the blessing with the Gamma community have, that God made sure that we have the numbers. The song says, you gave, the writer is he's late, but he says, God, you gave me very good, worthy words, full of wisdom. There he is. He's praising God because he used to write when he was alive. This one of his songs, he used to write very, very nice songs, full of wisdoms. And that's why we are enjoying today some of his songs. And he's there thanking God, telling God, God, thank you that you gave me the wisdom, that each time I was sitting down to write a song for my people, for my Gema community, you are putting words in me. You gave me the wisdom that whatever I was writing was coming from you. It was like messages being passed from God to us, the Gema community. And actually, in general, the Kenyan people, because sometimes he also used to write songs like the songs, some of the songs we read about him. He also have touched on other communities. Yes, and he says, I've been able to protect my community, just like the way you send the to Moses. There he was. He was praising and telling God, God, thank you for this wisdom that you've given me. And we know very well in the Gema community, I can talk, for example, in the behalf of the Kikuyus, we have very many talented artists that they sing. Their songs are full of wisdom. Their songs, for me, I always call them our prophets, that they can foresee things, that their songs, most of them tells things that gonna come in the future. They warn us, Anyway, the song continues to say, and this is the chorus. The song says, Mama Caro, Mom of Caro, of Dan Park, it's I think a hotel in Nairobi or somewhere. Mama Caro of Dan Park Hotel told me that you can't push a ship when it's inside the water. Not possible. Because where shall you step? You will definitely drown. This is a proverb, Dae, that you cannot push a ship when it's already in the water. Because can you imagine? You yourself, you are inside the water inside the ship. Where shall you step? If you get out of the water to try to push in, you will also drown. It is a proverb which has a big meaning, especially for us Kenyans. It depends how you want to translate it, because we are different. You can translate these songs very differently. This is, for example, when we choose any leader in Kenya, like the way we chose President Ruto in 2022. He's now sitting on that position. That's why, for example, even if people go on the street and scream and whatever, at the end, he still remains to be the president because we already elected him. This is a song that was warning us Kenyans. It was telling us the moment we give the sword to that leader, have we done the right due diligence? Have we done the right thing to make sure that we give the right person the sword to rule our country? As we hear with that proverb, put it in mind that you cannot push a ship when it's already in the water, because where shall you step? If you step outside, you will drown. Let's continue on with the song. The song says, I feel disturbed in my heart when I talk to my community, but they are turning a deaf ear. Atemena matojiga, as we say in Kikuyu. The writer was saying he was feeling so bad in his heart because when he was alive, he used to try to advise us, the Gema community, who could understand his language. He was writing songs, telling us, warning us in advance. Don't follow that direction. I can see the things you're doing are not right. I can see the person you want to elect. But what did we do with the Gema community, with the Kikuyus, the Embus, the Merus, the Kambas? What did we do? We turned deaf ear. This is what the song says. So there we are. We had already a song which was advising us, which was warning us, but we ignored. The song continues to say, others pretend to be very busy working. We know that, for example, the Gema community, especially with the Kikuyus, we love working. So most of the people were very busy. They were busy working. They didn't take time to listen to these songs, to the piece of advice that these artists used to sing, used to write for us. That's why he says some of the people pretend to be very busy working. Then he used to say, wealth without security can be gone and destroyed in one day. Let's even few seconds. We always see it very well. For example, people are very hardworking, yes. And then all of a sudden, there comes maybe protests or demonstrations. Leave alone that. We also, yesterday or the day before yesterday in Kenya, what has been happening? The President Ruto going, I don't know which kind of areas. And for him, he's going there because he has plans. He wants to please the people there and tell them fairy tales, lie to them that he will do this and do that and do this and do that, make chapatis 1 million, build what, all these shenanigans. He's busy lying to you, for example, the Kenyans, but he's know that his target, he wants your votes. It's a trick being played on you. But there you are, you don't see that. You just hear what you want to, you just tell you what you want to hear. It's high time all Kenyans to wake up. And it's high time you say, you know what, even if you're working hard, you have a business. We saw what, for example, the gangs that were following that president. Who knows if it's his group? Because a thief goes around with a thief. You should see who are surrounding you. If you're a thief, you're surrounded by thieves. That's why we saw like so many Kenyans, they lost their phones. And we know nowadays, phone has everything in it. A lot of people, including me, we almost can't function without phones because there's so much in the phones. Many people do businesses through phones. Bank details are in their phones. A lot of people, they were snatched. Their phones, for example. A lot of people, their businesses were destroyed. Things were stolen. Here is a song that was sung to us by a late Kikuyu artist. He was advising us and he was asking us, he was telling us, even if you work and work and work and you get the wealth, when there is no security, that property that you and me own can be gone just like this in a few seconds. In a day, everything can be gone. We've seen many times when houses and homes are burned to ashes in Kenya. So someone who was before not a beggar becomes a beggar. Someone who was before very hard working, active, become depressed because I've lost everything. This was a song sung to us, we Kenyans, with the Gema community, that security comes first. And we know very well that with security, we are safe. If you are not safe, your children are not safe, your businesses are not safe, why work? The song says, there will come a time when you and me will be pointing and telling stories that those areas were our homes. You know, this is a very, very touching paragraph, because it says that there comes a times when Kenyans, we, especially we, the hard-working Gema community, will be pointing places. He even mentioned some places like Nyamakema, Roilo, all these areas where we know most of our people work and live. There comes a times when we will be pointing and saying, that one used to be my home. I used to have a business there. We've seen all the demolitions going on. People who are before standing on their own, today they are beggars, today they are homeless. There was already a song warning us, but we turned a deaf ear. We did. Everybody turned a deaf ear because this artist was singing these songs for years and years and years. During Kibaki time, he was singing. During Uhuru time, he was singing. During Uhuru time, he was singing. He was advising us. Even during Moi time, but that time they were very careful because there was absolutely no way people could open their mouths. We know that a lot of our artists were being arrested during Moi era. They were already trying to advise us. They were already singing a lot of these songs, trying to advise us, we the Gema community, we the Bantus, that we should not fall into the trap. There we are today. There are a lot of people pointing and saying, I used to have a home there. I used to own a business there. We see a lot of stories each and every day. Here online, when people have nowhere to live anymore. Their businesses are gone because we put the wrong government in place in Kenya. And we've done that for a while. The song says, the leaders looking for positions to lead our country, that's Kenya, the leaders, those people who want to be leaders in Kenya. The song says, it's a must this round. And this round means 2027. If we're going to reach there up to then, I doubt. It's a must this round. We do due diligence. That means that we have to check on each and every the so-called leaders. There is no way we're going to be told that one is good without us checking one by one. What has that person done? What are the characters of that person? How did that person? We have to go details. So as not to fall into temptations again, so as not to fall into any trap again, we have to check the background of each and every leader. The song says, this round, we won't waste our votes anymore. There are so many people in Kenya, for example, they gave up in voting. According to me, I think it's wrong because it's good to vote because your vote, my vote counts. But there are so many people who think their votes, it's a wastage of time. But you know what, Kenyans, our Gema community, our Bantus, don't give up in voting. Voting is important. So we can know that we are choosing the right people. We've done the mistakes, yes. We've been fooled, yes. We've been lied to, yes. But now we are in 2025. Let us all wake up. Let us give no space for those who've been misleading our people, our Kenyan people. Let us give them no space anywhere. I thank God because that's what, for example, our Gen Zs are doing today in Kenya. That the moment, for example, the President Ruto stands up and lies to people, there is mimic everywhere. Everything he says is being watched, being listened to. The lies he used to do about building roads there, roads there, roads there, roads there. He know very well the moment he stand up and continue with that, he know very well we all gonna make fun of him. Our Kenyan youths will draw all the lies, we'll make music about it because we know he's lying to us. We cannot be quiet anymore. Even when he stands up and talks about 1,000,000 chapatis, we know it's all fairy tales, it's all lies. This song says, we'll have thorough investigation on you. We'll have to check on you. And I thank God that now Kenyans have started to wake up. If you're there and you're a Kenyan, even the Kushites and the Nilotes, wake up. Make sure that you won't allow this game to continue because you are spoiling the future of the generations to come. Because in a few years, you and me won't be there anymore. What about your children? What about your grandchildren? Will they have a country called Kenya? Will there be a nation called Kenya? The song continues to say, we have to mark all those people that we think they are betrayers, that they betray us. We have to know them better. For example, we already marked a few. We already saw the time there was this tax thing in Kenya when our Kenyan people were being taxed like crazy. The plan was there. We all saw those people that stood with our Kenyan people and saying no to that bill. And we also, those that betrayed our Kenyan people, we marked all of you. We have all your names. And Kenyans should not give you any chance. Kenyans, I thank God that Kenyans marked you. Because it means marking is not enough. You and me should never give those people that betrayed us, betrayed our Kenyans on the ballot, should not be given any more chance. And that's why in this verse, the song says, those people that betrayed Kenyans should not be given any more chance. And let us be very, very, very careful, Kenyans. The Gema community, we have to stick together. The song says, our youths, there are some tales you don't understand. Ateni kuri dhimo mutanyitaga adwaya anini, our youths, our Kenyan youths. There are some tales you don't understand. For example, this tale about that you cannot push a ship when it's in the water because you're gonna drown yourself. It is a proverb or a tale. And most of the people won't understand, leave alone even the youths, even the grown-up people, some don't understand it. It's high time we say we have to start being very, very careful. The song says, my dad used to tell me that the wealth of a man never stings. Let me repeat that. My dad used to tell me that the wealth otoga of a man, otoga wa modo, never stings. Don't ugaga. So there we are. It's good to look for wealth. It's good to work hard and look for wealth, yes. But is your wealth secured? Have you secured the environment? Have we put the right person to guide our wealth in Kenya, for example? The answer is no, we haven't. The answer is, even if you're wealthy today in Kenya, you can wake up the next day and you have nothing. It is possible because we put the wrong people to lead us. The song says, if someone will ever tell you, follow me, let's go to that direction, we have an advice here. Never close both eyes. Be on alert with one opened eye. For example, I can give a very good example. In 2022, leave alone 2022. In 2013, for example, we saw there what happened when President Uhuru Kenyatta came to the Gema community and told us about Ruto. He told us he has changed. He's a good man now. Let us give him the chance so that he, the Uhuru and Ruto, can be president and deputy. We were told, and here there is a song telling us, if someone tell us, let us follow this and this person, we have to do the due diligence. Because what we, for example, the Gema community, we made a mistake. Because when Uhuru Kenyatta came and told us that Ruto had changed, we listened. We believed him. We already knew, of course, what he had done to our people during Moi time. We know all what he did in 1992 and all his life. And then there we are in 2007, 2008. When Raila wanted to be president and Kibaki won. And Ruto was in it. That's why Ruto and Uhuru had to go to ICC. Why we Kenyans, we did not do the right thing. We did not ask ourselves questions. We did not ask ourselves, wait a minute, these two men, both Uhuru and Ruto, they're being accused of this and this and that. Why? Why them? What happened? What went wrong? Why many witnesses went missing? Nobody was there to witness on their behalf that they had done whatever they were being accused of. Manslaughter. And we all ignored. We did not do the due diligence. Because we Kenyans, how I wish we had checked them more better than we did. Because for us, it was just like, oh, when it comes to Uhuru, gaka nega ito, tutikwenda gathiga kohwo hegi. It comes to Ruto, oh, he has changed. He will never repeat what he did to organize the assassination for our Kenyan people. Innocent children being burned in churches. We all Kenyans forgot about that. The spirits of those children that were burned in churches are still crying. They're still asking us, we Kenyans, did you forget about us? Don't you hear our cries, even in the graves? Because we turned deaf ear. And there we were ruined again. This song is telling us, before anybody else come and tell us, take this direction, we have to do due diligence of that person we are being told to follow. We leave about Uhuru. Let's come to Rigathi Gachagua. We know very well, in 2022, of course, he also wanted position to be deputy president. Did we as Gema community forget to investigate also about him when he was DO during Moi era? Did you and me forget to do due diligence? What did he do? What happened? On top of that, he told us, Ruto is nice, just like Uhuru had said. Ruto is nice. Let us listen to him better than Raila, which Raila was not even an option. That's nothing even to discuss. And there we are again. We fall into the trap again. The Gema community, how long shall we be told, follow there, and then we just follow without doing due diligence? This song is telling us, this round, even if there is somebody telling us to follow that one, we have to do due diligence. We have to check what kind of history has that person. We have to check the background, the real background, not about poverty or richness. No, we have to check that person in particular, how that person grew up, how had that person, whatever wealth he or she have, how did he or she get it? Because up to today, if you hear some of the Kenyan politicians, what they own, you'll be shocked. You ask yourself, even if someone have served in the government for this and these years, and you see how much their salaries are, it doesn't add up. It must be that that person on the way did something, some corruption somewhere to be able to reach where he or she is. Because some of these people, if you tell them to explain their wealth, they are not able to. They cannot. And that's why I think when one time they should be sent specialists, I don't know from which planet, to check about each and every Kenyan politicians, what they own, how they got it. They check all the Kenyan politicians, the pieces of lands, how did they get them? They don't report, as I said yesterday, has to be reopened. We check all these people with pieces of thousands and thousands of acres of land. How did they get them? Did they steal from our Kenyan people? But Kenyans, we don't do that. We're just being told, follow there, do that, do that. This song has been there. It has been warning us. It's been telling us, let us not be those people who are just told, follow and we follow. And it's high time, for example, the Nyanza people, you're always told, hey, by Raila, hey, follow right, you go right. Follow left, you go left. It's stupidness. It should not be there in 2025. You have to check this person telling us, what has he done for us? Look, last time when it was during the funeral for late Wafula Chebukati, I could see those areas, those roads, the homes. It's like thousands homes made of mud houses in 2025. When I see that, I'm like, oh my God, is this still Kenya in 2025? And we've had leaders that our Kenyan people, all in general, are still suffering in jiggers in 2025, while others are just enriching themselves. They don't care about you and me. And that's why I say, we the Kenyan people, we should say it's enough for us to allow the politicians to continue fooling and lying to us. They lie during the day, looking at us. They are not shameful. No, they are not. The song continues to say that we should never allowed just move one direction without having one eye opened. The song continues to say, I, then mention the artist, will always cry and fight for your togetherness. That the unity is everything. Unity is success. You know, he's saying that the time he was alive, he had not given up. He was always advising us, the Gema community, for example, to be one, to unite, not to allow anybody to come in between us, so that we, the Gema community, can be one. That means we all have to do due diligence on the one we want to be our leader. We do it together, for example. If we decide that and that person, we want that and that youth to be our leader, we check what has he and she done. What's the history of that person? Was that person a criminal during school time? Because criminals, let me tell you, starts from when they're very young. I do remember, for example, I just give a small example. I went to Tetu Girls boarding school from 83 to 1990. And I do remember up to today, some of the girls, it was a girls' school, boarding school, some of the girls that we went to school with, who used to have a behavior of stealing. They could break our boxes and steal. I still do remember some of the names today. There is actually one lady who is a big lawyer in Kenya today, and she used to be a thief in Tetu Girls. Those who went to Tetu Girls, they know who I'm talking about. If I would ever hear, for example, that person is standing, first, I will never take a case to that person, because I even don't believe in that position he or she is in. And if I would ever hear that a person is standing for a certain position in Kenya, I would never give my vote, because I have that memories, how that person was. She did not just steal one time, two times. It was like always. She used to break boxes of very many of us, stealing, especially when it was visiting time. And we used to be brought some things here and there. Her work was stealing, stealing, stealing. When we others were in the class reading, she's busy going to the dormitories, breaking boxes of people to steal. That person has the naughtiness in her. And that's what I'm saying. Whenever we say that this and this person should be a leader, it should be checked. What school did that person go? We should go and ask some, not just one of the people who went schooling with her or him. We should ask, how was she? How was he? What kind of behavior did that person have? Was it person who was bullying others all the time? Because there are some times that they are bullies, and bullies started to be bullies when they are very young. They started to bully people, and you cannot just tell me, oh, now because this and this person has gone, now he's not a bully anymore. You know, we have to check all those background stories, because some of the people just check, how did that person grow up? Oh, did they have a TV? Did they have electricity? Those are just material things. I don't think such things are important when it comes to leadership. We should check how that person, the personality of that person. Was that a person who was always abusing people, saying bad words with the mouth? Because that character is in her or in him. It's high time, when we say about due diligence, we have to check, is this kind of person who is, for example, online abusing people? Sometimes when I see some leaders in Kenya online abusing others, saying very bad, embarrassing, shameful words, I'm ashamed to even say, oh my God, I'm Kenyan. That's our leader. You know, and that's why I think characters, how people behave, is very, very important. Even here online. That's why sometimes when you go to some channels, for example, you listen the kind of words some people are speaking. Sometimes it's so shameful, it's so embarrassing. You don't want to check those channels anymore, because you think that person, the next word that person gonna say is so shameful, that there are some people, when you go to listen to their channels, you have to chase some of the people around you away, because they will ask you, wait a minute, if they are not from Kenya, they will ask you, is this the way your people talk? Is this the kind of language your Kenyans use? And I always say, let us shape up. We as Kenyans, for example, even here online, let us shape up. There are words, there are names you don't say with your mouth, especially for us women. I don't know how men think, but sometimes me as a woman, 50 years old woman, sometimes when I see or hear some of the words our women talk with their mouth, it's so shameful. I ask my God, where did Kenyans go wrong? As I'm saying, with the leadership, when we do due diligence, we have to check each and everybody. When it's somebody who is known to have been having this and these behaviors, characters, we go back to those they studied together. We ask them, how was this and this person? How was she? How was he? And it's always to be truthful, not to lie about anybody. We have to stand up and say, this person was this and this and that. That person was behaving this way when we grew up. This person was a thief, was stealing all the times. This person was abusing people all the times. This person used to be rude to everybody all the times. So that we can know what kind of leaders we are putting into the positions, so that we can know what kind of channels we're going to go to listen to. Because some channels you should even stop going to, because it all comes abusive. But it seems like we Kenyans, we lost morals. We have no morals. And it's heartbreaking. Let's continue on with the song. The song says, I've said there that he mentions his name, will always cry and fight for your togetherness. That we have to unite with the Gema community. Because that's our strength when we unite. So let us not allow anybody to come and separate us. For those betraying us in our community, let's mark them so that we send them all home. So that we don't give them any position to be in the government, because they will make sure that you have no future. They will make sure your children have no future. The generation will live more poor than it is today, because we will choose the wrong leaders in Kenya. What I love very much about these songs is that they've been there for years. Like this song, I think it's how many years? Maybe 7, 8 years old or something, or even older. These songs have been there advising you and me as Kenyans how we should go about, so that all these people who call themselves leaders, but they are not, they're just there for their own stomachs, they are able to fool you and me as Kenyans. We should not allow that. The song continues to say, our unity is our strength. And also other areas, we realize that. That means, for example, I give an example. We have three groups in Kenya. We have the Bantus, we have the Kushites, we have the Nilotes, okay? In the Bantus, we have very many tribes. But as the majority, the Gema, which are the Kikuyu, the Embu, the Meru, and the Akamba people, we are the majority. But when these other Bantus, the Luya, the Abaluya, when all the others, they have so many, the Mijikenda, they're also Bantus. The Maasais, I think they're also Bantus. We are so many. When they see our togetherness, they will also join us. When they see that we, the Gema community, are in one, and we have so many votes, that we are doing the due diligence of those people we're going to put in position to lead us, these other Bantus will also join us. So it's high time to wake up. This song has been there. It's telling us, hey, you Gema community, you are many, you have the numbers, yes. But let us set a good example that we are one, that we have the unity. When we see what's going on, it's such a shame to see that the Kikuyu is fighting with another Kikuyu. The Kikuyu is fighting with an Embu or a Meru or a Kamba. Because we are setting bad examples. Then the others who are also Bantus like us will think, oh my God, they don't like each other. It's same like here online. Those that attack each other, for example, The Kikuyus attacking Kikuyus. I always tell my story here. I was attacked by somebody I've never known, just seeing here online for no reasons. For no reasons. And it's a Kikuyu like me. That's why I say we have to shape up with the Kikuyus. This thing that Kikuyu against Kikuyu, it has to end. The people in the churches, the Kikuyus, for example, you are the ones conning our Kikuyu people. You are telling them lies about God, about Jesus. They are coming, bringing you all what they own. Their pieces of land, their title deeds, their homes, their properties, their money, just because of your lies. It's a Kikuyu conning a Kikuyu, using the name of God. It's such a shame. And that's why I say it has to start with us. We have to stop conning each other. The Gema community, wake up. Because if you love your brother or sister, you don't lie to him or her. You don't steal from him or her. You don't fool him or her. And that has been going on for a long time. And that's why other communities think, the Kikuyus, they don't like each other anyway. The Kikuyus, they betray each other anyway. The Gema community, the Kikuyus don't like the Ambus, or the Ambus don't like the Kambas, or the Merus, or the, it's crazy. We have to join together. We have to say, we, the Gema community, have to be in one, so that we make sure the rest Bantus join us as well, so that we all together can make a decision. We don't have, for example, just to elect someone from, we can all in one decide we're gonna go for that one. We can even go for a Mijikeda leader. We just have to check on him or her. What kind of person is that? What character is that? We can even go for a Masai, because we have the numbers, of course. We all, the Gema community and the rest Bantus, we can all say, come on, let's check. We can go for a Kisi, for example, because they're also Bantus like us. We can check what kind of behavior has this person. How was this person growing up? Was it a thief when he or she was growing up? We should go to their villages where they grew and ask, how was this person growing up? Was it person who was stealing? Because, for example, those of us who grew in the villages, we know some people who used to steal chickens of other people. A thief is in that person. The person started to steal when he or she was young. So that person is a thief up to today. You cannot tell me that that person removed that thing of stealing. That's why when you put all these people, they steal pesa ya umma. Don't think that they start to steal now. No. Anybody you see stealing pesa ya umma, if they are checked properly when they were young, they also used to steal either chicken from neighbors, either rabbits from neighbors. They started stealing when they were very young. There is no way someone who knows that stealing is bad, someone who grew up knowing from the parents that stealing is evil, you can never touch things that don't belong to you. You cannot tell me that that person all of a sudden will come and start stealing. No way. A thief starts from young age. They start stealing small things. Small things there. And those are some of the things that we Kenyans, we don't find out. We should, if the parents of those people we want to be leaders are still alive, we should ask, and we should be sincere. Even parents, when you talk about your children, be right, tell the truth. If your kids used to be naughty and stealing chickens and rabbits, tell us, inform us, so that we can know, oh, wait a minute. If he or she used to do that, these are wrong. It's like, for example, when the people were young, if they used to be bullies, if students who went to schooling, even if it's primary school with that person, and we hear that that person used to bully other children when he or she was growing up, that's already an alarm. We have to mark it. That person gonna bully you when he or she gets the leadership. But we ignore all these things. We just tell, that person is just telling stories of that person when he or she was young. Those stories are the most important. They are the most important details we should get when we are checking about our leaders. But for us Kenyans, it's just check. We check, which school did that person do? What kind of degree do that person have? Maybe even that degree is fake. Because bad people will do everything. They will even get fake degrees just to show, just to make sure they get to that position. It's high time we as Kenyans, to check on other details when we are choosing our leaders. Let us hear from those people they went schooling with. If there are, they tell us, I went to this and this school, I went to this and this secondary school. Let us try to find out who was their headmaster, their head teacher, who are their mates growing up, so that we can get the details of these people. Otherwise, we Kenyans will never get the right leaders if we only check on their degrees papers like we've been doing in our country. That's why we have all criminals in the government. That's why you cry day and night, Kenyans. Pesa ya umma is stolen, pesa ya umma is stolen, pesa ya umma is stolen. Because you choose people who've been stealing. Like for me, as I've said, if you went with me to Tattoo Girls, and you always used to steal and breaking boxes of our people, even for me, anytime I'll ever hear that you're standing in a position, because I follow a lot of news, I will stand up and tell Kenyans, that one, when we were in school, used to steal. I do remember some of the boxes of some of the people you broke, and we have still in contact, so I have witnesses as well to say that's true, it happened. I thank God that in Gateway Girls in secondary school, there was never anybody who ever stole or breaking suitcases and boxes of students. I never heard about that. But in Tattoo Girls, there was. Those people who have the disease of stealing, they start from very young. And this is something that Kenyans have to start checking. Continuing with the song says that your unity, the Gema community, is your strength, so that even other areas can join us. Anyone that won't stay in that lane, this is very important, anyone that won't stay in that lane should never divide us. Instead, we should isolate ourselves from him or her. This is a very, very good ending sentence. That anyone who is betraying us, anyone who is not agreeing with us, that we should unite, that we should be one as the Gema community, and actually even as the Bantus, we should be one. Anyone who is not agreeing on that, anyone who is trying to divide us, anyone who is trying to come and say, nay, that's not a good idea, stuff like that, the song says, we should isolate ourselves from him or her. We should tell that person, you know what? It's your right to choose your direction. You can go where you want. Just like the Kikuyus at the moment have done with Kimani Ichung'wah, for example. He's decided to follow Ruto. He's decided to betray our people. He's decided to do whatever he's doing. Nobody should fight him. The song says, we should isolate ourselves from him. He can go where he wants. But we others, let's join. Let's continue to unite. Let us be one. That one who don't agree to unite with us, let him or her go. We'll one day learn that he or she made the wrong mistakes. It's an amazing song. This song, when I was writing it in English, I was like, oh my God. This is very good message for all of us, for our Gema community and for our Bantus, that we should be one, we should unite. And we know that there are a lot of people who don't want us to unite because they know that our unity is our strength, because we have the numbers. So let us be clever, let us be wise, just like God likes wise people. Let us follow the right direction. The song, which is an amazing song, is called Dogihota Wosukuma Meri Maine. You cannot push a boat when it's in the water. The writer of the song is the late John D. Matthew. May he continue to rest in peace. At least he left very nice songs. Also, yesterday, the songs we checked was also from him, and I think the other day as well. I really love his songs. His songs teach us a lot. So there you are. If you don't understand the Kikuyu language, so you don't understand this song, so I'm here to tell you, the rest people of our Gema community, the Kambas, the Merus, the Embus, there is a song that was left by us, by late John T. Matthew, advising us, telling us it's good to be one, it's good to unite. Our Bantu people, or the rest who don't understand the Kikuyu language, the Mijikenda, the Masais, the Luya, the Kisis, Abaluya, all these, all of you. Here is a beautiful song that was left for you and me, that we should unite. We should be one, because when we are one, we have our strength. And then we all decide, without being greedy, we decide who do we think is the right person to lead our nation. And because we have the numbers, the decision will be on us. So there you are. I ask you kindly, if you are from the Bantu, if you are a Bantu, don't be left behind on this unity, on this journey of uniting ourselves. We've been for many years separated. Moi made sure that the Bantus are separated because he knew, late Moi knew. And right now, President Ruto knows that the unity of the Bantus is strong, is powerful. And that's why he will do all what he can to make sure that we are also isolated. It's high time we wake up. Let us listen to these beautiful songs of our very talented artist, Kenyan artist, so that we don't repeat the same mistakes which we've been doing for such a long time. And all will be well. All right, if you're there and you've liked this amazing song, this Christianization and analysis of this song, please tap the subscribe button. Support me. I will appreciate. You can like, comment, and share as well. And let's continue with this amazing journey. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time, which is 10 o'clock Kenyan time. And in Sweden, where I live, or in Germany, it's 8 o'clock p.m. We meet again tomorrow at 10. Thank you and stay blessed. And bye-bye.